Now we want to take a minute and show you how to create a new media profile for the printer. So here we'll select Media Manager in the RIP queue. It'll bring up Media Manager. Now in X10, Media Manager has been redesigned to make it a lot easier to navigate and to complete tasks. So here you can see some of the things you can do with creating new profiles, editing profiles, even viewing your entire media library. But here let's focus on creating a new profile. So here we'll go into Create. We'll give the new media a name. Go ahead and click Next. Here, as we're going through this process, notice that the required steps are numbered and other steps are optional. So here, in configuration, there's one choice. CMYK is the processing options. The other required step is looking at media options. Now, if we look here, these are things that are specific to your individual printer. Now, here in this particular case, there's a link to the HP website, which will give you additional information on how to best set this. But these settings are all changeable, and you can dial them in for your specific scenario. Once you click OK, go ahead and click Next. Now I'm setting up a print mode. You can actually have multiple print modes associated with one media. So for instance, I can do a 1200 mode, a 600 mode, and a 300 mode, all associated with the same media. So here we'll do a 600 mode, set stochastic as our dot pattern, and then we have mode options. These options again are specific to the mode, and these are header settings and some other options. Again, you may want to get information from HP to make sure you get the best settings, but again, they can all be changed. So once your mode is set up, you have 4 steps now to create a profile. The first step is the ink restriction step. Here, we'll now print a swatch. Now this is new in X10. Before, this was a very manual step. Now it's automated for you. We'll actually print a swatch for a color measurement device. Send that to the RIP queue. You'll notice here in the RIP queue that the job's submitted here. Once it processes, you can go ahead and click Print. Okay, now we've completed reading the ink restriction swatch, so we'll go ahead and press OK. At this point, ink restrictions are essentially done. Now, in version X10, we have these black diamond areas. What this allows us to do is actually see the information that's been done. These areas of the software have automatically been set. However, again, you have tools to overwrite them. This is more for advanced users, but you can see that the ink restrictions have already been completed. The light ink restriction, the dark ink restriction, as well as the transition in between the two. So now we'll go ahead and click Next, and we're on to the calibration stage. Again, here we'll print a swatch for our color measurement device. And go ahead and move on to reading it. We've now completed the reading of the calibration swatch, so we go ahead and press OK. Again, once that's done, you'll notice the calibration's done. You can go ahead and click Next. The next step in the process is ink limits. Again, it's very easy. Go ahead and print your swatch. There is no color measurement device here, so you go ahead and pick your options and go ahead and click Print. So here you're looking at the ink limit swatch. Now, as you're evaluating it, what we're looking for is over-inking in color combination areas. The values in the swatch correlate to the values in the software. So once you determine a number that you want to limit your ink to, you go ahead and enter those into the software here. Again, the values will match what you're finding on your swatch, so you put those in for each A, B, and C area. Once you're completed, you go ahead and click Next. The final step is now the ICC swatch. So we'll go ahead and print that. Again, we'll set up how many patches we want to print. Again, how we want to print it out scrambled is the default option. Go ahead and click Print. Finally, once that's off the printer, we'll go ahead and read it. Now that the ICC swatch is done reading, we'll go ahead and click OK. And as with the other swatches, once it's done reading, the software will automatically choose the best defaults for you. So notice here's our black diamond area. If we look at it, The software automatically picked inks with light cyan and light magenta. That matches the ink configuration in the printer and the defaults that go along with that. So here you can go ahead and click Build and move on to your your ICC step would actually be completed. If you do want to, again, for advanced users who know what they're adjusting, you can go into the edit and you can actually make some adjustments to your ICC build options. But again, we recommend those for advanced users. So you go ahead and click Build. It takes a couple minutes and your ICC is complete.